it's my neighbor's dog. It's not mine.
Oh.
Okay, hi Ken. How are you, Ken? Aka, hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, hello. I'm hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Thank you very much for coming.
Yes, thank
Okay,
you.
all right. Guys, let's open the YouTube app, okay? Robert, on the left of the page, there is a bar and there is a red square with an arrow. Hello, how are you? Say hi. How?
Hi everyone, how are you?
Hi, we are fine. We are better that you came. Thank you very much for coming. Okay, we will have to open the YouTube app, okay? There is a bar on the left of your computer and there is a red square with an arrow, okay? So everyone has to open the YouTube app and I'm going to share a link with you, okay?
All right, that's
I
okay.
don't have anything like what you're describing, but go ahead and share it.
Robert, you have to figure out how to use the apps. You have to download the YouTube app.
Maybe you can send the link, Anna.
Anna, I can access that because my tablet don't have any
Yeah,
menu.
maybe I'm on a tablet too. Maybe that's the
Okay,
problem.
I will share the link in the chat box and also below the page of the event. 1 second. I'm going to post the link there. 1 second. I'm going to share the link there. Hold on. I'm posting. Oh my gosh, if I can. Let me copy and paste again. All right. Okay. I think now you can click on the link and watch by yourselves. Okay, everyone else is on the YouTube app.
Yes, I am.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, I will start playing.
Are you going to play the video now or something?
Oh, hold on, guys.
requirement.
I'm done watching it, Anna.
I- Okay, everyone watch the movie. So let's go through the questions. 1 second. Okay, guys, can you see my screen?
Hold on a second, let me switch. Okay. Yeah, I can see your screen.
Okay, so uh, how does continental uplift occur? Could you understand that, Mustafa?
Continental uplift occur when, when, hold on a second. I hear an echo. Can you, yeah, it's okay, right? Oh my goodness. Okay, so basically the earth or the land or the ground of this earth contained from tectonic plates. Okay, so these tectonic plates always in moving, like even divergent moving or convergent when one tectonic plate go through another tectonic plate. So when that happen, so the earth kind of arise, so uplift, that can form mountain, and it's pretty amazing and geological event.
Yes, very well done, Mustafa. The mantle, that is the layer below the Earth's surface, the crust is melting, and we have the tectonic plates and they move. You explained very well. Very, very good listening skill. Let's
Thank
move
you.
on. Okay. Uh, Ken, are you able to summarize all the factors that make Mount Everest so tall?
Yes, Mount Everest was made because of the plate technique, that phenomenon. And I think Indian continent used to be island separated by Eurasian island, the land, and because of the plate moving very slowly, and because plate moving very slowly, and they how can I say clash to the Eurasian plate. That power created that high mountain in Himalayan region. Upward power, happened at that time.
Yes, very well done. Thank you so much.
You?
Okay. Um, Weathering and erosion can form a positive feedback loop, which leads in turn to more erosion. Is that right, Mustafa?
Hold on a second, let me read the question again. Weathering and erosion can form a positive feedback loop, which lead in turn to more erosion. Explain. Um, um, uh, Positive feedback loop. I didn't get this. Positive feedback loop.
Okay,
What does it mean?
okay,
Positive feedback loop.
okay. A positive feedback is something that you receive in return of something.
Mm-hmm.
And in this case, a positive feedback loop means that one leads to another. You know, weathering leads to more erosion and vice versa. Vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
Let me Google to explain better. Let me try to explain better.
Maybe you can find it on the Google in general, not this one. This is a limited
Yes.
one.
I mean that one is connected to the other, and um, one lead to another, you know, and one increase the other. It's like diabetes and periodontal disease.
Yeah, yeah. Let us see
The gums
this.
disease makes the diabetes worse, and the diabetes make the gum disease worse as well. It's a positive feedback loop. For instance, the number of cattle running increases the overall level of panic. And the overall level of panic, you know, the cows and so on, they increase the number of the cattle running. Could you understand or no? For instance, the population growing leads to more births per year, and more births per year is the growth. It's a positive
Yeah, yeah.
feedback loop.
I got it. I got it.
Okay.
I got it.
Okay, so could you let me go back to the page for you to explain?
Um, so okay, so weathering and erosion. See, I think what does it? I think what maybe the answer for this question would be. So weathering kind of shape the mountain side, or the mountain steep. So the mountain sides gonna be shaped by weathering and erosion. So weathering and erosion, basically, as far as I know, they are related operation or processes. So weathering and erosion gonna shape the mountain cliff, you know. This is what I know, because, but it's good to know, like, feed positive feedback loop. I wasn't known it before.
Yes, I'm glad that you understood because I thought it was difficult to explain. Okay,
Yeah, it's good.
thank you. Um, Ken, could you describe the steps of mountain formation over time?
Uh, in terms of the Mount Everest case, the plate how can I say plate technology made the pressure to when the Indian continent crash at Eurasian continent, and that power created high mountain. But after that, rain um, uh, kind of erode the island and not land a little by little. Soil and land, or even the rock, erodes a little by little, and uh, the mountain got a milder shape and a lower shape than the original one. That's the over time kind of mountain formation over time.
Yes, well done. And besides rain, what else cause
Rain,
erosion? Yes,
maybe wind.
uh,
Uh,
wind.
mhm.
Yes, well done.
Okay. Mhm.
Let's move on. Okay, Mustafa, why do mountains in different areas have different shapes?
Have different shapes. It depends on different factors, Anna Carolina. It depends on the weather, and how is the weather out there, where the mountain is. So the erosion, as we've seen, like, before in your question, we've seen, like, the erosion and weathering can shape the mountain, you know. So these factors can affect in each, like, region. In each region, it is different, of course, and can shape it in different, like, the mountain can take different shapes. Um, um, and also, like, maybe basically the weathering and atmospheric factors. This is the shape. can affect the shape of the mountains.
Yes, well done. Thank you very much, Robert, for getting into again. Okay. Uh, all right. So, um, I think the answers are there. Hold on, let me refresh the page. Oh no. Okay. Uh, Ken, Mount Everest is what?
Mount Everest is, human speaking, the planet, the tallest mountain is the mountain with the highest altitude, known as the ground parables C and D. I think it's the tallest mountain.
Yes.
So B, I'm not sure.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
No. Not
No.
B. No.
Okay.
Because it's not 10,200 meters.
Okay. Maybe mountain with highest. Maybe C, the mountain with the highest altitude on the planet.
Yes.
Okay.
C is correct, but also D.
Yeah. The Kuomolongono. Yeah.
Kulomala. Mhm.
Okay. So
Okay.
E is the answer.
Yes. Mustafa, your turn.
Okay, hold on a second. Pieces of the Earth's crust move over each other, under each other, around each other. The answer is all of them, all of the above. This all of these are geological events, by the way.
Yes, exactly. Thank you so much. Can what forces shape mountains?
Uh, I think all of above.
Exactly.
Yes.
Uh-huh. Do you remember what is uplifting,
Up.
weathering, and erosion? I know that you know because you brought it
Mhm.
up. What does uplift mean and weathering?
Uplift. Maybe uplift means uplift cycle or something. You
Okay,
explained about
you
Bartlett.
talked about the pressure, right? When
Uplift.
the
Okay.
tectonic plates collide with one another,
Mhm.
and then the
It,
uplift occur. And the
mhm.
weathering, do you remember?
Yes, weathering it means wind power,
Uh-huh.
and maybe rain, wind and rain causing weathering.
Yes, and they cause erosion and
Mhm.
vice versa.
Mhm.
Welcome back, Adela. Robert, you correct us if you notice any mistake, please. Robert, my friend.
Oh, well, I don't know what you want corrections on. It seems to be going pretty well.
Everything that you notice, everything that you notice, please. Thank you so much. All right,
Did you know?
let's
Did you
move
know
on.
uplift has another meaning?
Yes, something that makes you feel happy,
Excited
right?
or happy? Yeah, that's right.
Thank you so much. All right, let's move on. Adela, when two plates collide, such as the Indian and Eurasian plates, what occurs to accommodate the extra crust?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Ah, okay. Um, uh, Capsule A.
No.
Ah, I
What
don't.
occurs is the uplift. Okay, when they
Yeah.
collide, the pressure in the mental Is my pronunciation okay, Robert? The molten layer makes pressure, and then the tectonic plates collide, and it
They form.
arose the mountains. Is that right, Robert?
Sorry, what you said, but the question is what occurs to accommodate the extra crust? That's what I'm looking at on the screen.
The answer is letter B.
Yeah,
Uplift.
B, the uplift. Uplift, yeah.
The uplift. Okay, let's move on. Alex, what best gives a mountain its shape?
Wait a minute, please. Uh, I'll guess the first one, the balance between uplift and erosion.
Yes, exactly. Thank you very much. Okay, Mustafa, which factor along with time affects the shape of a mountain?
So we have gravity, we have water, we have erosion rate, we have A and B, we have all of the above.
Yes.
Erosion can affect it, okay, and that's the type water itself, like unless it's moving. So erosion rate, the most affecting factor. Yeah, gravity has no effect on it, and water as well, unless it was moving. So erosion rate.
Let's see. No.
That wasn't it. That wasn't it. So gravity can shape the mountain. Water itself, water unless it was rain. It was raining, for example, so it can affect on weathering and erosion or effect on these factors. But if the water was like in its place, so okay, no worries. So all of them,
All of them,
all of the
yes.
above. Yeah, all of the above.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I know, Alex. But it's
Okay,
good to know and discuss.
all right. Yes, I'm sorry. It was my bad to show the answers. Could you read, Alex, this one?
It's about slow line.
Yes.
Okay, snow line occurs at different heights around the planet due to differences in climate. Is that okay?
Yes, you are. Okay, Ken.
Okay, what is the relationship between mountain slope or steepness and glacial flow? Uh, as mountain increases in steepness, glaciers flows faster. As the mountain decreases in steepness, glaciers flow faster. There is no relationship between how steep a mountain in the glacier and glacial movement. Maybe mount A mountain. If the mountain is sharp, glacier seems flow faster.
Yes.
Mhm.
Uh-huh. Okay, guys, I'm sorry because I showed the answers. I think yes.
I thought you were just being helpful.
Well, but at least we practice some academic vocabulary. Thank you very much, Robert and Guy. I hope you had enjoyed this session. Would you like to try another lesson?
I would like to discuss something. Let us discuss something. Let us talk a little bit, Anna.
Yes.
What do you want to discuss?
Have you heard before about like Earth tectonic and like tectonic plates? Do you have any idea about tectonic plates and it is moving? Do you have any idea about it?
Yes, I have. I had. I've been taking classes, ocean science classes.
Oh, you're an expert on it, are you?
No, I'm not an expert, but I've been learning about the Earth formation in.
Okay, okay, hold on. Sorry for interruption. I'm gonna ask you a question. So, how many layers there? Oh my goodness, how many layers the Earth like consists from?
Okay, we have the crust. That's the
Mm?
outside layer.
Mm?
Right below the crust, we have the mantle, which is
Mm?
molten and made of lava. And then uh, the both of them together form the lithosphere. Right below the mantle, we have the outside core, which is liquid, and we have the
Mm?
inside core, it's which is made of nickel and iron, and is
Yeah, yeah.
responsible for the how can I say uh, magnetic magnetic
Forces, gravity.
forces, yes, in Earth.
Yeah, that's pretty much it, you know. It's like, but I just want to connect you. Like mental layer
Mantle,
consists from two parts, not just one part, you know. So be
yes.
aware of this. Yeah, be aware of this.
Thank you very
But
much.
that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I have another question for you guys. Like, have you heard about magma and lava or no? You have no
Yes,
idea.
it's the
Go ahead.
material. It's the material that the mantle is made of, and it's also what comes from the volcanoes when there is a volcanic eruption. And
So what's so yeah, go ahead, go ahead. This is the magma
yes,
you are talking about, right?
the magma, yes. And when the
Okay.
magma cooler, it forms the some kinds of rocks called the magmatic rocks. And when the magmatic rocks are under pressure, they form another kinds of rock, right?
Mm. See, Anna Karenina. So magma basically the melting materials that comes out from the like from Earth, from deepest part of Earth, and under highest temperature. So the this material like become liquid and then come out to the Earth. Okay, and basically when they come out to the Earth and start like spreading outside, like on the upsurface, we can call it then lava. Okay, so when it is inside the earth or under subsurface, okay, we call it magma, but when it's go outside, we can call it lava.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what
Basically,
I
yeah,
thought. So it's the same thing
go
then.
ahead.
It's the same thing. It's just whether it's inside or outside.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right,
And the
right.
temperature too,
And
because
sorry,
magma is a little bit hot. Magma is a little bit hotter. I heard. You know.
It's
yeah, yeah,
good for
because when
barbecues.
yeah.
Yeah, it's incredible.
But yeah, when it go basically, so inside the earth, in deepest part of the earth, the temperature is very high. So when it go outside, so basically, of course, it's coolest and become like solid, and form like igneous rock. Sorry, Anna Carolina has mentioned it, igneous rock, and we have sedimentary rock, and we have other parts types of rock basically. But igneous rock from this like magma and lava and so on. Yeah.
Okay. Have you heard of Pompeii? Pompeii?
Of what?
Pompeii, that city, when
Yeah,
they're
actually, there was at our museum in Toronto. There's a traveling exhibit from Pompeii, Italy, and it came to the museum 2 or 3 months ago. No, about 6 months ago, when I went, and it was really interesting. They showed all. There was a lot of description of what happened there, as well as what the Roman city of Pompeii was like, and how it evolved. And then Pliny, who was a Roman that was living there, but he had managed to escape just as it was starting to erupt, and he gave a lot of description about what happened when the thing erupted. It was one of probably the most famous volcano eruption because it was well documented in Roman times. So yeah, it was an interesting exhibit. I was lucky enough to go to it. Has anybody visited there?
no, I've never been
Has
there.
anybody been near a live volcano? I was in Ecuador once, and there was a volcano called Tungurahua, which is it's near the city of Baños in Ecuador, and usually it's active, and sometimes they have to evacuate the whole city, but it's never destroyed the city. It's just sort of dangerous looking. It's scary being near a volcano.
Where are you from, Robert?
Where is that?
Where are you from?
Oh, I'm from Toronto, Canada.
Okay.
Yeah, we're not very lucky in Canada. We don't have any live volcanoes here.
Yeah, you don't have any volcanoes to make a barbecue in.
I think the last one we had was a few thousand years ago. So, although Canada's really big, we don't have any volcanoes that are considered alive right now.
Would you live to a volcano near to your house?
Well, I guess it might be nice in the winter. It wouldn't be so cold around here.
I would never live near to a volcano.
You know what? No matter where you live, there's something dangerous.
Yes, here
There's,
our biggest disaster is our government.
your danger is your government. Well, I think anywhere on the planet, the most dangerous thing are people. There's nothing more dangerous than people.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, here a lot of volcanoes, a lot of earthquakes, so kind of
Where's that? Where are you?
from Japan.
Oh,
So
Japan. Yeah,
yeah, a lot of
Japan's famous for that. Yeah.
yeah, because the plate maybe 3 or 4 different plates, it's sinking around Japanese, underground of Japan and closest to Japan. So a very complicated power always exists, this land. So
Yeah.
I've been to the active volcano or maybe 1 month ago, the small island volcano, exploded. It released magma or lava, not too common, but it's kind of daily life scenery here. But if that area maybe usually people is not living actually, so maybe small village is beside a volcano, but not a big town. But one big town is very close to the volcano, and I've been there, and volcano release ash all the time. So if the ash is falling to the town, it's very difficult to live. Actually, I cover up my mouth walking down the street because of the ash. So yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Aka, you live in Japan, but you are not Japanese, are you?
No, I'm Japanese. I was born here and grew up here.
Yes, because your accent looks like to be Portuguese, something like that.
I
Uh,
think he speaks very well because he pronounces the R, and usually Japanese people cannot.
Yeah, Japanese sound is not so many like English or Chinese, whatever. So to master English sound is very difficult. So I practice a lot actually, but I still I have accent. Sometimes I slip. Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to mention something, guys. Like, meanwhile, like, came from Japan. I have heard, like, Ken, I don't know if you know about this. Probably you know. I don't think. So, yeah, guys. So in Japan, I have heard the building out there. They construct the building like in a way that can be flexible with these like earthquake and tectonic movements. So the building, I think the infrastructure of the building, I think contains springs, something flexible at the down of the building. When they construct the building, they make sure they do this specific way of building it in order to protect themselves when the earthquake happens. So you know the ground movement and all of these happen when it happens, like this building can protect itself and don't collapse to on people and so on. So on the other maybe country in other countries, like for example my country, maybe when the same earthquake happened like with maybe 7th grade or something like that, maybe the building will collapse. Okay, gonna
Are,
collapse. But in Japan, they don't collapse because of this like specific method of building it. So it's
you're
pretty
talking about
interesting.
you're talking about that kind of structure that they make, which between each wall and each floor, it's some sort of crisscross between uh, between metals to keep it steady. That's what you're talking about.
I think so. I didn't go deep inside this like thing, but I know they have specific way of building their houses and their like hotels and all of these. Otherwise, they're gonna collapse because
Okay,
they have like a lot of earthquakes.
no, it is some sort of hull protection that they use. It is more to protect the building from collapsing for afterwards the earthquake. But if the earthquake is an earthquake of a long duration, these buildings cannot how can I say cannot support it because the ground is gonna shake more, but and the buildings are gonna fall from are gonna start ruining from from beneath. So that structure that just makes it possible for nothing to fall from up down. But the yeah, that's it. The buildings start ruining from down up, from downward up, not from up to down. So that's not very reliable, but that can hold in case of small earthquakes. You know.
And what happened in Japan after the massive earthquake? The problem is the old building, which doesn't have earthquake protected structure. New building, because law requires to have a earthquake protection to build. So new building you would be okay. But the problem is a lot of old building were collapsed, and the structure itself has some flexibility. And traditional house here made of wood, which maybe maybe I think because of the earthquake. So even the traditional method can protect it, the earthquake because of the flexibility. But it's not almighty, as you said. Some building collapse because even though they have if the massive earthquake happened. So yeah, that's it.
Would we be more likely to survive an earthquake if we
Right.
were
So
living in the high
yes,
floors or down?
in Kobe's case, underground was okay, but it's case by case because if the underground exit was closed by something because of the earthquake, you cannot get out from the underground. But yeah, it's case by case actually. And high building, if you go in the high building, maybe it's shake a lot because of such earthquake protected structure flexibility. You feel more quake than on the ground.
What did you
Got
say?
it? Uh, if you if you're in a high floor in the building, you feel the quake more than you are on the ground because building itself
Yeah,
intentionally quakes. Yes.
yeah, I've had that experience. We don't get major earthquakes here, but sometimes we get tremors. And one time I was really high in the building, about 20 or 30 floors up, and I could feel the whole building shaking back and forth.
Right.
Because down on the ground, it's just, you hardly even feel it. But if you're in a tall building, the buildings are designed so that if there's an earthquake, they can be flexible. So even when there's a small tremor, you can feel the building going back and forth if you're up high.
I wouldn't like to have this experience at all, you know?
Well, you're actually better if the building is rigid and isn't flexible. Then when you have a little shake, it breaks. So it has to be flexible, but it's not a good feeling. It's not a
Yeah.
good feeling to be in a building and feeling it going back and forth. But if they don't make it that way, they break.
It sounds like the end of the world, you know?
Well, especially depends on where you live. If you live in Toronto, we never have a big earthquake. We just have small little tremors, so people don't worry very much. But it is a bad feeling if you're up high and the building starts moving back and forth. it's, it doesn't feel good.
We don't have earthquakes here in Brazil, but once I was on vacation in the Amazon rainforest, and there was an earthquake somewhere, not in Brazil, but then we could feel the earthquake. The building was shaking a little bit, and then someone called me and told me the building is going to fall, and I went desperate. I just because it was shaking a little bit, and I thought I was going to die, but nothing happened. Adela, have you ever been in an earthquake?
Yes, in Valencia sometimes there are earthquakes on the Mediterranean Sea, but not problems about people, etc. No, no problem, because it's not so strong. It's no, it's the epicenter. I don't know. It's on the sea. It's not exactly. It's five in the richer. Uh,
Everyone, do you have problem?
What kind of problem? No, I don't think so. So I don't want to interrupt like a lot, but I have to say something like else. So Kane, so do like the government in your country like give you instruction to do when earthquake gonna happen? So for example, maybe what I know when the earthquake happen, like I have to move maybe in a place where there is not a lot of building around me, surrounded like between like stand up between these buildings, and maybe when I am maybe in home and maybe there is glasses or some of this like stuff. So I have to be aware from the things that surround me and go away. Go maybe in the middle of the street where there is no maybe building, but maybe maybe there would be like structure inside me or under me.
Yeah.
Go ahead, go ahead.
So it's truly case by case. Even you are inside, if you inside the house, half will be collapsed. But if you're outside the house, maybe electric poles or some other thing might crack, might falling down to you. So it's case by case. You need to be very careful about where you are. Yeah. So I just experienced a big earthquake only once in a lifetime. So I got off the room. Maybe that's the intuition of human. I couldn't couldn't stay inside my room. I just get out to my garden and I just seeing the electric pole or something is shaking and just standing up. I couldn't do anything about that. Yeah.
I have a question acá. For example, Japan is the best to prevent earthquakes. What about the tsunami, the problems with atomic central? Uh, uh, they couldn't prevent this problem? Or?
Yes, actually, it can be predicted, but only 30 minutes, 30 seconds before. So it's kind of earthquake alert system on the radio, cell phone, television, braps, beep, 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 beep. So you can you can leave only yeah 30 seconds when before earthquake happens.
Just a question. If you have to evacuate a city from a earthquake, how does it work? Where do you go for those kind of situations?
Oh yes, every local area has a kind of decided where is the evacuation center. For example, gymnasium of the school, or maybe such kind of or community center. So every local area people should know where uh, they can evacuate if that happens.
Ah, okay. Thanks for the info.
Oh yeah, you're welcome.
Uh, okay. Also, I want to mention something else, guys. You know, there is like center point of the earthquake. This center point, I don't know if I'm calling it right or not, wrong. Focus point or center point, anyway. So this is
It's
the
usually, we
center
usually
of
call it the epicenter. The epicenter.
I believe so.
EPICENTRE, epicenter. Yeah.
Epicenter, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, epicenter. Yeah, thank you. This is like the point, the center of the earthquake, like the main force, exactly come out from this point. So you are lucky if you are like much far away from this point when the earthquake gonna happen, because because this area, like when there's the epicenter of the earthquake, like gonna get the most destruction and a lot of things, because this is the center of the earthquake. I don't know, like Robert, do you like witness some of the like harsh storm? I know, like in the United States, in this region, you have a lot of like it's not common here, like storm, like tornado. If you have heard about it, tornado.
In my region, we get some really bad storms in the winter. Sometimes, well, this winter was actually quite mild. It was actually the warmest winter in history. But normally we get a lot of snow, and so we can get a bad snowstorm. We can get ice storms. Ice is the worst. When the ice, sometimes you get when it's around 0 degrees and it's raining, it all freezes when it hits the trees and the grounds, and then everything is covered with ice. And if it freezes on the trees, all the branches on the trees break, and the roads are slippery, and there's a lot of problems. In terms of tornadoes, yes, just to the west, from Toronto to the west of Toronto, right to the American border, is a tornado area, and a little bit north of Toronto too. I don't know why, but they don't form in Toronto. Sometimes one will come a little bit into the edge of Toronto, but around Toronto to the west and to the north, we do have tornadoes, and sometimes big tornadoes that have killed a lot of people. But, I don't think it's as common as in the United States. I think there are places in the United States that have far more tornadoes every year than we do. So it's possible here, but we don't get it every year.
Yeah, I think Oklahoma, especially, like specifically, they have a lot of tornadoes.
I have
Yeah, I live in a boring area, really. I mean, if you live in Toronto, the truth is we get snow, but it's usually not very bad, and we don't get volcanoes, and we don't have earthquakes that are except for little tremblers, and we don't have hurricanes, and we don't have anything here. It's a boring city for things like that. We don't have anything exciting.
Oh no! Thank you for your answer, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, I have to go now. But
Okay. Well, thank
you
you
can
very much
stay.
for hosting.
Thank you very much for coming and helping us.
Yeah.
As usual, I have no words to thank you.
Oh, well, don't say anything if you have no words. But thanks again. It was a